The Nigerian Civil War. Do you know that 7 years after Nigeria got independence, Nigeria plugged into one of the most tearing civil wars in the history of Africa? Do you know that many people, over millions of lives, were unalived and were torn apart? Families were torn apart. Businesses split forever. Many nations nearly splitted forever. Do you know that this is not just history, but this is the story of how Nigeria went from hope to heartbreak? This is the story of Nigerian Civil War. Welcome back to another news and a story of things happening around the world. My name is Gladys. I am a digital marketing coach. I am also a fashion designer who designs ladies' outfits. I coach people on digital marketing if you want to learn, advertise your business, and run ads. Do you know that Nigeria gained independence from United Kingdom on October 1st, 1960? It was a moment of celebration, hope, and promise. It's not just something that happened, but it happened out of happiness. People celebrated those moments, but beneath the surface, something was deeply rooted. A very big problem. There was ethnic division. Hausa, Fulani, and the Igbo. Yes, there was political rivalry between the regions. Do you know that the struggle for power was there? And also the control. Do you know that Nigeria was divided into three major groups, major regions? The northern region, the western region, and the eastern region. When you're talking about the northern region, you are talking about the Hausas. When you're talking about the eastern region, you should be talking about the Igbos. Each region had its own leaders and political interests. What everybody wanted, making unity was really difficult. I'm going to remind you, by the mid-1960s, Nigerian politics had become very unstable. Competitions, election rigging, corruption, and regional favorism. Everybody wanted their own region to be in power. The Western region crisis, often called the Operation Wetty. This led to violence and chaos. A lot of people were so biased. People were asking questions. How are we going to do this? The houses wants to be in power. The country was heating up and something was about to explode. Do you know that on January 15, 1966, a group of young army officers carried out Nigeria's first military coup? Figure, this really led to the buy of so many people like Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, Ahmad Bello, Samuel Akintola. These people were part of the people that were affected by that coup. The coup that affected Ahmad Bello, these were carried out by mostly Igbo officers, which created suspicion and anger in the north. So after the coup, Johnson Aguiyi-Ironsi took power, and this was as head of state. Then the North was not really satisfied based on all those that was happening, because they felt that their people would have been affected. In July 1966, the Northern soldiers carried out a revenge coup which affected Johnson Aguiyi-Ironsi. He was, died as a result of the revenge that happened. Thousands of Igbo civilians living in the North was really affected by the revenge from the Hausa people. So this led to fear, anger, and mass migration. Many Igbos that were living in the northern part had to return back to the eastern part for safety. So Nigerians was now deeply divided. You can see how the whole thing was going. Now, tensions continued because it was really scary. Tensions continued and it was rising. The military governor of Eastern Region, which is Chukwuemeka Odumegwu Ojukwu, demanded a protection for his people and more autonomy. Now, peace talks were held in Aburi. In 1967, this was when the peace talks was holding, but agreement failed. Ojukwu tried to bring the peace, but that agreement was totally collapsing because it couldn't even yield to anything. It didn't amount to anything. Finally, on May 1967, Ojukwu declared the Eastern Region independent as a republic of Biafra. You see where this Biafra talk started, because many people seriously believe Biafra. And this is where this Biafra talk started. Now, the Nigerian government was led by Yakubu Gowon, rejected the section on July 6, 1967. Nigeria launched a military action. The Civil War began. You see how the hopeless started tearing up again. Another reality of war came. People were scared. People were like, what is going on? We just came out from a brouhaha. Another brouhaha is here. The war lasted for nearly 3 years. Guys, this war lasted for years. Not just 1 year, not 2 years, but 3 good years. From 1967 to 1970. It was a problem. Heavy fighting between Nigerians and the Biafran forces. There was blockade in the Biafra leading to famine, severe starvation, especially among people, the younger ones. This became a very big issue among people. Nigeria was supported by the United Kingdom and the Soviet Union. But guys, this didn't even bring the issue down. Biafra received support from France and they received support from some humanitarian organizations. Despite the sympathy for Biafra, the struggle to survive was there. Yes, it really struggled to survive. Let me remind you, by late 1969, Biafra was really weakened, and on January 15, 1970, Biafra surrendered because there was no way for them to sustain. It was becoming heavy, it was becoming problem. Yakubu declared no victor, no vanquished. No victor and no vanquished. Nigeria was reunited again. So something wanted to happen. There would have been a division. If Biafra won that issue, there would have been a division. Biafra would have been on their own, while Nigeria would have been on their own. But wait, after that war, Nigeria began rebuilding. Nigerian policies were introduced to reintegrate the East. Nigeria was reunited again, but wounds and distrust just remained. The problem that had been caused remained. But wait, let me inform you that division cannot even build a nation. Division can't build a nation. You need that unity. Bad leadership and injustice can actually lead to serious conflict, which the reunition of Nigeria really brought peace instead of conflict. They had to reunite Nigeria again. There is nothing like Biafra and there is nothing like Nigeria. As at that time, around 1967 to 1970, they didn't believe in that. And they brought back Nigeria to be one. Let me remind you, I'm a fashion designer and I design ladies' outfits. Don't hesitate to send me a direct message if you're needing my services. I send and I wave you no matter your location. Are you in Cotonou, Nigeria, Mali, US, Canada, France, no matter where you are, I sew, I wave you. We make good outfits at affordable prices. Kindly stay tuned for more news.